Yeah,
Now on to
I get that
somebody
too.
else. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Now
we gotta talk
now
about
somebody else.
his buddy. We gotta talk about
His buddy, because
quote unquote.
Aubrey,
I guess.
man, we don't know if he crashing out. Drake dropped another 3-pack of solid work, and more behind the scenes. Like I think he just dropped a bunch of behind the scenes from Nothing Was the Same, that whole era of Drake, and him making certain songs, which I love. Nothing Was the Same is my favorite Drake album.
Yeah,
So
I love it too,
I was
man.
watching all of the BTS of him making all these like trophies and all of these songs, him listening to Tuscan Leather. I was watching and I loved it. But
okay, I knew the butt was coming because
I get the most interesting thing is he wants to run it back with Kendrick and seemingly the rest of his quote unquote ops, Future, Metro, Weekend. It seems like he wants to run it back again. And I don't know if he's crashing out officially or is this a lot more calculated? Because I really want to, I guess we'll start from this aspect, right? What do you feel about the 2-3 packs so far? Now that you've gotten a chance to listen to both of them.
Man, okay, so this is kind of where I was going with the conversation of him like reigniting this beef. And my question is, for what reason? You already got cooked in round 1. And me personally, if he's trying to start a round 2, I don't think it's gonna fare. I don't think it's gonna go very well for him. Personally, that's just the way I see it. And again, I may be a slave to like the recency bias of just like Kendrick bodied Drake, all of this stuff. I listened to the Drake stuff. I checked it out. It just doesn't hit the same at the moment. And I think the best way to describe it for me right now was did you see that tweet that the guy sent in the group chat of Drake's run right now? And it was all of the pictures of like Shaq in his Celtics jersey.
Oh my god, yes.
It was Robert Horry in a Spurs jersey. This is fucking classic. Like that's exactly where I think we're kind of at with Drake right now. Unless he can prove otherwise to me, those 3 tracks really didn't do anything, and he hasn't said anything of like substance to me that really makes me think that he even stands a chance at coming back from this. I find it hard to believe, but honestly, I'd like to hear what you think.
From the aspects of the songs, right? I think the songs were cool. That's really like I don't think they're bad songs. I prefer this 3-pack over than the previous ones, like Circadian Rhythms. I thought was dope. I think it's an obvious nod to Kendrick talking about circadian rhythms on
616 LA. Yeah.
And I liked what was it, The Language 2? Thought it was dope. Even the song with Cardi, even though he did like 3-4 ad-libs, No Face, I liked it. I liked the songs. Are they any different from the Drake music we've heard in the past 18, 24 months? No. Not really. And if you like that Drake, then you probably love these songs. I think the songs are cool, and that's that for me on those. I'm kind of not all the way with you on this running back thing. I don't think Drake lost, but like Drake is still Drake. Like he is still Drake. I think the thing is, it kind of like, at least for now, the casual fan, its opinion of Drake is kind of getting swayed. It's changing, right? And I guess that's what happens when you lose a battle. That's what happens when you lose a game. Like athletes go through this shit. Like that's what happens. I just don't know if him doing this continuous drop of music and just content over the past like 3-4 weeks that he's been doing is necessarily going to fix that
at all. That's my thing.
But then again, I want to know why he's doing it. I want to know why he's doing it. I think there's a play going on here of him just spam dropping this music. Because if you would have told me, right, that Drake is dropping like damn near like he's dropped 6 songs, more than that, really, like 8-9 songs, and not one of them has been a hit, I look at you crazy. But that's been the case. None of these songs have been hits. And I feel like that's what he's chasing a little bit with these like songs leaking on his, not even leaking, him posting these songs on his Instagram burner. I just want to know the strategy. Is it has to do with his record label situation with UMG? Is he nearing towards the end of that deal? Because even how the first 3-pack got released, it got taken down on Instagram and Twitter and then put up on DSPs with like the most cryptic description of the songs. Like, here's a Drake 3-pack. Like, I don't know. Yeah. I think there's a deeper, darker criminal link going on with that Drake stuff. And I don't mind him wanting to run it back with Kendrick and the rest of them boys. I thought the crash out would have happened earlier, but I don't mind him. I think if I was Drake, the sentiment of he needs to take a step back and let the casual fan miss him, I think is 100% true. I think this constant drop of music is, I don't think it's the best strategy for him to change the POV of the battle, in my opinion.
Yeah, and again, I think I mentioned it. It's the recency bias, and it's not just the battle. I think it's everything after, the Kendrick stuff too. Like, I've just had a hard time taking Drake seriously since the Hey There Delilah song. Like, I know he was just being silly and goofy with that, but like, there seriously was just like a legitimate step back from Drake where I had to be like, man, like quality wise, I just don't think he's putting out right now his best work. Even though it's older stuff like that, the songs that we're getting from 100 gigs, and I think that's kind of what he's leaning into, of like going back into the vault and getting people to remember, hey, like this is the old Drake. Like we've got the Nothing Was the Same song on here. We've got all the BTS of him making these songs, and I think maybe this might serve as more of a Drake reminding fans, like, hey, I still made all of this shit. Like this is stuff that I did. I'm a master. Like I'm a mastermind when it comes to this shit, bro. Like these are hit songs that I fucking made, and I can show you too that I can make things that are substantial, not substantial, but I would say like have substance and aren't hits. I personally don't think they are anywhere near the kind of like quality that you would get from a Kendrick on this kind of track, but it is what it is. And like I think you just gotta kind of accept what it is. Like it's a Drake song.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and it's not a bad thing. Like the songs are good, and like I said, I like a couple of them. But to say that it doesn't hit the same would be 100% true for a lot of people. Because like I said, if you'd have told me Drake would have dropped 6, 7, 8 songs and none of them would be hits like that, I'd look at you crazy like 18, 24 months ago. And look at us now. And do I think these 3-pack drops is gonna happen again? Yeah, I think more music is still coming. He keeps saying, he posted in his story like, I'm ready for game 2. Like I said, and I have and in the reports of Kendrick's album coming soon, or not even just the album, like Kendrick is ready to pop outside for real. Yeah, outside of the beef soon. I have no doubt in my mind. This beef, like the battle is over. The beef is still going. I don't get why fans think it ain't deeper than that. Like it's fucked them for life for each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I should be clear when I talk about Drake right now too, and this goes for a lot of rappers too, is I don't think they're like in the realm of rap or hip hop. I do think there's still like some sort of redemption for Drake. Like there's a possibility at redemption. He could come out with a really good album, respond back to Kendrick. Like there are ways where he could come back from this. I really don't think that losing a rap battle or dropping a bad album, or even having like a somewhat kind of long stretch of, mediocrity could affect you. I mean, we talk about Chance the Rapper, who I think like obviously he hasn't been affected by rap battles per se, but he was affected a lot. But I think just like the politics and hip hop and stuff of like, The Big Day was a shit show. I think you and me both agree that wasn't a great album, but I think he also had like that beef going on with like Kanye, and just like he got divorced. There was just a lot going on outside of his life, and I think that's kind of where Drake is at too, where like there's a lot of stuff going on outside of the music he's making, and if he can find a way to refocus back into just that, I think we might get like a reemergence from Drake. That's the way I see it playing out. If we are going to see something like that from him, but hey, only time will tell, I guess.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm excited. It's shaping up to be a good end of the year because I think we're going to get back to this. I think this Drake and Kendrick beef and the supporting characters, this ain't over with. This is nowhere near close to be over with.